Hey y'all, Mike with Cardboard Kingdom. Welcome back to another Disney Lorcana video. Today we're going to be doing a collection specific video. We're going to talk about some things we purchased recently, go over just some general additions to the collection, talk about goals, and yeah, just do a nice little update video here. So with that being said, we're going to show off some like non-card specific stuff. Think like more merchandise side of things, or I don't even know if merchandise is the right word, but non-card Lorcana items. We're gonna go over some graded cards, some raw cards, and yeah, we're probably not going to talk about anything sealed. I don't really consider that collecting, in my opinion. So not going to show off too much on the sealed front. But with that being said, getting into the non-card related collection stuff, we have 4 of the PSA magazines here. We have 2 of the Wayward Sorcerer Mickey copy, and then we have 2 of the Brave Little Tailor copy. For those of you who are not familiar, PSA started releasing a magazine this year that was specific to trading cards, and so if you're a member of their service or a subscription, they will then send you a magazine every month, and they do like alt art variants of the magazine. So this Wayward Sorcerer Mickey is the standard version. Then you have the alt art of the Brave Little Tailor. So these are serialized out of 500 or out of 1,000. I apologize. We have 0341 and 0019 on the Brave Little Tailor variant of this magazine. And then there is a third copy of the magazine. The third copy is the Wayward Sorcerer version, the same cover here, except it has a gold pixie dust outline around the outside of the magazine, and that one was serialized out of 500. So in terms of like short-term goals and things that I'm looking to acquire, that is definitely at the top of the list, something that I'll be buying sooner rather than later. And if you have an extra copy of it that you are looking to sell, please let me know, as I am in the market for one and would love to buy from someone personally rather than going on a marketplace. Next up is something that I've just these are the only 2 sealed versions of the playmats that I have. The Rapunzel Gifted Artist. You can see the full version laid out here on cam. But these playmats, they're something that I've kind of have recently opened my horizons to, if you will. Stuff that's just not printed in as much quantity as obviously the cards. Not likely to have a restock and things like that. And I think this specific playmat, I play a lot of Amber, Rapunzel Gift with Healing, and so I think this one just made sense to pick up a couple extra copies of. So nothing too crazy here, right? Not the most valuable. Shout out to Kels in the Discord. She let us know that these were restocked, so we were able to get them at MSRP, which is pretty cool. And then last but not least, on the non-card specific stuff, with once again, I'm not the biggest we'll call it merchandise collector. That's not the right word, but I personally prefer the cards and things like that. But I'm trying to, once again, I'm getting more and more into it, I guess. So we have some sleeve boxes here, or card sleeves. From the first chapters. We have 3 of the Elsa, 3 of the Mickey. Kind of bummed at how much wear and tear on these. I bought them directly from Ravensburger, like, I don't know, 6-8 months ago. They've been in a sealed box ever since, and there's like the tapes falling apart and whatnot. So I mean, these things are beat up for as well as I've taken care of them. You would not know it. So pretty unfortunate there. But once again, I'm not the biggest card sleeve collector or whatever. So just some cool things that we have in the collection. We'll go over a couple graded cards here really quick. A card that is not the most valuable, that I'm just a fan of the artwork for, is the Madame M Purple Dragon from the second set. Fun fact about this card, it is very hard to grade. Not many of them are graded because it just doesn't have a premium. I think list card raw right now is like 60, 70 bucks. And then a PSA 10 copy, I'm sure doesn't go for that much, but it is actually pretty hard to grade. So a card that I like the art of, that is just kind of staying in the collection because why not? I like it. Obviously, the Cinderella, I've talked ad nauseum about this card. It's from set 2, Cinderella Ballroom Sensation. Just a tremendous artwork on that card. It's very hard to grade. Iconic IP, checks all of the boxes that I'm looking for from a collector's point of view, and this card is just awesome. I love the artwork on this card, and it's definitely a foundation of my collection, if you will. We have some other princesses here. Alice, Growing Girl from set 2 in a PSA 10. We have Cinderella, or not Cinderella, Snow White, Well Wisher in a PSA 10. We have, let's see here. Do we have our Aurora in here? Here's our Aurora. Aurora in a PSA 10. Love this art. I've talked about it a lot, but the rose is popping, the color scheme with the blue. She's levitating the text box. I think the artist did a really good job. I'm a big fan of that card. And then these are just three like oddball cards. This is a one of two in terms of PSA pop report, and these are both one of ones. Cards in my collection that I want to have a little bit of uniqueness to my collection. And so these cards, the Maleficent miscut one of one, or it's a PSA 9 miscut Maleficent D100, and then the PSA 9 D100 Stitch with the miscut qualifier. These are the only two copies of these cards in existence as of right now. And then the Maui D100 miscut is a one of two. It was one of one whenever I bought it, and then more hit the grading report, which is always the case. You never want to make a buying decision based on the pop report because the pop report only goes up. But I went out and acquired this one, and so these are one of one. This is a one of two, but just cool cards that, like, you know, if someone came into the hobby, they had, you know, $1 million to spend, and they had this expansive collection. They'll never have those cards, which is something that I can take pride in, and something that, you know, as being in my shoes, I have this family, I have all these kids in daycare, I've got money going out left and right. Want to have some cards that someone with you know, with unlimited capital can't just come in and have the most unique collection, because they'll never have those cards. So that's my claim to fame. We have a ton of these promos. I've talked about them a lot. I just always like to be transparent here because I have so many of them. Whenever I came into the hobby, there were a lot of the stores that were offering organized play. So these cards were given out for people who were coming in and trying Lorcana and going to the league play nights or organized play nights. These were given out as an incentive. At the time, these were printed more than the other organized play cards, and so they were pretty much worthless. A lot of the stores were selling their entire stack of them at 20 to 30 cents at a time. And so basically I just made a habit every day of looking to see if anyone was selling their entire stack of the Cinderella promo night in training. And I picked up hundreds of these at like a 20 to 30 cent cost basis. And so I've got them all sleeved and stacked and sorted of packs of 25 now. And I think this is just a really cool card to start any collection. It's not that playable, and so it's still incredibly cheap, but you can see the cool design in the text box. It's cold foil, it's a Cinderella, and it's a promo. So it meets a lot of the indicators that I'm looking for, and it's a sick art. And so with that being said, I did want to at least show off one of those. And then we'll go through some raw cards, and we'll talk about some goals, and we will get out of here, guys. Let's see here. Get some of these that don't matter out of here. This is a PSA submission that I showed off the other day. I'm waiting for a few more cards to come in. Taking a lot longer than I wanted, but I'm a huge fan of the D100 or D23 Mickey Mouse. I've talked about this quite a bit as of late, but this is going to be definitely a staple of my collection moving forward. I think this card is going to have a lot of collectability. First Brave Little Tailor Mickey Mouse art that has the enchanted foil. It's got the enhanced text box, and this card just pops. I think this is the best version of the Brave Little Tailor. If we're not talking about like value, obviously some of the trophy cards and whatnot definitely would be worth more, but pure art, this is my favorite thus far. A couple more cards in here. We have a couple of the Set Champ Stitches. This is a card that is definitely on my short-term list to have a PSA 10 copy of. I've talked a lot about this card as well. I do not have a PSA 10 copy yet. We've graded several. We've never gotten the 10. I'm confident that one of these is going to get a 10, so hopefully we have that soon. If not, I will probably bite the bullet and just go out and pick up a PSA 10, and so we'll be knocking that off the list. But one of my additional short-term goal on top of the PSA 10, or not PSA 10, the PSA Magazine, the gold pixie dust version of the Wayward Sorcerer, is definitely a PSA 10 Stitch. Keep these in order as I have completed the submission form. We have another Cinderella. We have a Simba. We have the remainder of the D23 box. We have a Air Peter Pan, the bracket Air Peter Pan. We have a Beast, an Ursula, an Alice, a Scrooge promo. Get into some of the promos here. Hey Hey Errata promo. Flat Sam and Jet Sam early registration promo. Bucky, everybody's favorite squirrel, a couple of him in there for the errata. We have the Detective Mickey Mouse promo. We have a Gamescom 2023 Goofy Musketeer. We have a 2 Spiel Essen Donald Duck Musketeer promos. We have a Mickey Mouse Gen Con 2023 promo, we have a Gaston, and then we have a discard. So that's what's going off to PSA here. In our next submission, we are doing a total of 9 of the Brave Little Tailors that are going, waiting for the rest to come in. They're taking a little bit longer than expected, but nevertheless, the rest of the cards that are going in that submission, not Lorcana related, but we have a Master Ball Rhydon, we have a Charizard V-Star Secret Rare, we have a Typhlosion Full Art, and then we have some Neo Destiny Premium File from the Japanese, the Neo Destiny file cards, which are really cool. And then we have the PSA Magazine One Piece promo, which will be going as well. So that's kind of it on the collection update, guys. Obviously, have some sealed stuff, have a binder, have more than what we've shown here. But this was a good, just a good update video. Remaining goals that I have, short term, there's 3 that I have that I'll be looking to pick up sooner rather than later. It's the Let It Go promo from the Disney Lorcana Challenge, the PSA 10 Rockstar Stitch that I mentioned, and then the Gold Dust PSA or PSA Magazine for the Wayward Sorcerer. Midterm, I would say short term, or the next like 1 to 3 months, I'll have all of those boxes checked. Midterm, I would consider like 3 to 6 to 12 months, kind of within the next year, I would say. I have 2 cards in that, which are the Cold Foil Cinderella Stout Hearted from the Disney Lorcana Top Place promo, and then we have the Cold Foil Rapunzel Gifted with Healing from the Disney Lorcana Challenge top placing promo. We'll be acquiring both of those. Those are a little bit more costly. We're talking like $1,000 to $3,000 for those cards right now, depending on which one you get. But those are definitely in kind of the midterm. And then long-term Grail side of things, we have the gold serialized out of 500 Mickey Mouse trophy card that's currently being awarded to the top 8. Definitely a card that I think I'll be able to get my hands on, not in the near future, but one that I definitely will have in my collection at some point. I'm confident in that. And then the last goal is the D23 2022 collector's box of 6, and then the 7th card being the Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor, the only cards in Lorcana that have the first edition stamp. Those cards can command a very significant premium, but they are very hard to grade. They have significant provenance with them being the first cards ever in circulation. There were the demo cards, but those weren't really ever meant to hit the secondary market. The D23 2022 collector's box is really the first go-to-market box that we have. They have the first edition stamp. There's just a ton of provenance there. It hurts to pay right now. That box sealed is like $8,000, and then if you want to go out and pick up just a PSA 10 copy of every card, you're looking closer to like $20,000. I think I'll probably just go the card route and slowly build that out over time, because those cards are pretty hard to grade. We're talking like a 300 pop count for each one of those cards. And so I personally think that going out and pick up the cards is probably the best bet. But if you're a little bit more of a gamble, getting the box set and just praying that the cards are clean, you can definitely go that route as well. But that's kind of the current goals, guys. You need to pick up that magazine, need to get our PSA 10 Rockstar Stitch, and then need to get the Let It Go Disney Lorcana Challenge promo here in the short term, and then we'll continue to go from there. So if you are interested in collecting Disney Lorcana, you want to show off your collection, you want to talk with other collectors, you want to talk about goals, etc., feel free to hop in the Discord. It's linked below. It's definitely a more of the collector's focus side of Lorcana, which isn't that common these days. There's obviously plenty of us out there, but a lot of Lorcana, because the game's so much fun and there's so much hype around the organized play events and the league championships. We have the continentals, we have the challenge events, we have the worlds coming up, all these different play events. So much of the fun of the game gets the focus for Lorcana. But there are collectors out there, and if you want to come chat with some of us, feel free to join the Discord, and not to be confused with our discard that we're getting graded, and chat with your collection, show off your shiny cardboard. That's what we're here for. So with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. Please let me know your thoughts on the collection, the goals, and once again, feel free to come share your collection with us as well. Talk to you guys later. Bye.